Hello, how are you today? Tommy Brunswick here, and I'm here to talk to you today about backing into a budget. So, um, backing into a budget is smart because you know how much money you have, and then you only can spend that. So, you write the script and everything around it according to what you already have. Instead of doing the opposite, where you write the script in everything you want and then try to get the money. Well, if you want to make a movie fast, it's better to back into a budget, even if the budget's only $500 or whatever it is. Okay, I can go into different tricks on that on another video. But this one is backing into a budget. I've been making movies now for almost 20 years. Well, coming 2020 will be 20 years. So most of mine are very small. There's a couple that are larger. So I know how to back into a budget. It's kind of like backing a car back into a spot that fits perfect. So yeah, you want it to fit perfect. So it's always good to start with your source material, because if you control that, then you can control all of the different locations, costumes, everything else. So writing the script yourself or being a part of it, like the team, a part of it right away, knowing you're backing into a budget is very important. So write the script, minimal locations, minimal costumes, minimal characters, unless you're doing horror and you need a lot of kills, of course. You need that fodder sometimes. And then after that, you definitely have to make sure you cast as the best you can. So know that the actors in your movies will probably be new. So you have to be patient with them and things like that. But just do the best. Always suggest to work with people that you like. You may have like an amazing actor, but you just can't work with them, or they're very difficult, or they're demanding. For these small budgets, go with the person who is solid, who can show up on time, that's not going to give you a hard time, but can still act. Because you want to make sure when you're backing into a budget, you have to finish the movie. That's the whole reason of backing into the budget, because you know you're going to finish it from cradle to grave. That's what I like to say. So you have your script now written. You're getting all of your people attached. So when you go into production on this, make sure that you can monetize everything. Depending on what you want, make sure all of the clean costumes, or before you have to do anything dirty to them, you shoot that at a certain time. There's a movie called Long Day's Journey into Night, and this is where I learned about the different walls. So each wall they would have in the room, they would shoot all of the scenes they had on one wall, every scene that they had. They do this in porn too. Different rooms, right? So I don't need to go there, right? And it was Katharine Hepburn. She was amazing. But they shoot everything on those different walls that you need. So boom, you're done with that set. You can move on. You just have to have a very good scheduler or a line producer, whatever you're going to call that person. Sometimes I used my assistant director for helping with scheduling and stuff like that. So make sure that you have everything set, because it is really hard to go back and recreate just a little part of the scene. Everything is kind of off. The hair, the makeup, the way they're talking that day is different usually. So yeah, so these are just tips right now, but this is how I was able to create from cradle to grave. We have, what is it, like 13, 14 projects, something like that. And they are already in distribution. So that's another thing, is you want to finish this because you want to distribute it and you want to make more. Okay? Because you make this first one and then you keep going and you keep going and going. That's my hope for you. So backing into a budget is the best thing for new filmmakers that don't know anyone or don't have a lot of money. So I'm going to tell you little tips that I've done. This is for small filmmakers. I can scale up for other things. So you don't have a lot of money. You don't have a camera. Well, you can go to Best Buy or one of those little stores, buy a camera, shoot what you need to on the weekend, and return it. Costco is very good with that because they take everything back. Make sure you get the footage if you have it on a chip out of there so that you have it. And then, there's many different things now since I started on DV. But the technology then is not what it is now. There is more technology in my phone than there was on all the equipment we used in the very beginning. So, just wanted to make sure that everyone has little ideas. You want to have those ideas. Like, always have somebody with a student ID on set, just in case the cops roll up for a reason and say, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" "I'm shooting a student film." That's always a good thing to say because some places may not be as private as you think, or people have complained and the cops come. So the other thing is, cops love to be in the movies or included or a part of it. It is exciting. Almost every cop I've ever met that's rolled up on my set usually ended up in the movie doing something because, it just worked out that way. And it's always good to have law enforcement on your side because, whenever you're doing anything, if you're shooting scenes that contain anything that has knives, weapons, or anything like that you're shooting out in public or even in front of somebody's house, call the local police, let them know what you're doing. You can say it's a student film, you can say it's whatever you want to say, but let them know so that when they do roll up, because they'll probably drive by just to make sure everything's, kosher or whatever they want to make sure, that you are covered. You want to make sure that everyone knows everything and that you have someone to handle the weapons. Do not take safety on set and put that as number one, no matter what, because if someone gets hurt, it's done. Something bad happens, it's done. So keep yourself protected. They do have inexpensive insurance, like $1 million insurance that you can get online for productions. So you might want to think about that depending on that, because it has saved our ass a couple times. One of our grip trucks tipped over on the expressway and the insurance covered it all. Couldn't imagine what would have happened. We probably wouldn't have finished the movie if I wouldn't have had that insurance. So make sure you guys are all covered. Make sure safety first. Have somebody that does props. Make sure they do the gun announcements, the knife announcements. Anytime that something comes out, you have to tell the crew. Only people allowed to touch it are the prop person or the gun handler, whoever is going to do that, and the actor, the people who are interacting with it in the scene. And anyone is allowed to come up and check the weapons on set. The Crow and things like. There's been incidents where people have died on set because of things. I mean, it's happened a lot, and they don't always publicize it, but just always be safe. That is number one, because it's a movie. You want to keep making them, and just remember, it's just a movie. You don't have to, be jackass to be able to make a good movie. So, all right, backing into the budget again. Let me get back on track. So, talking about the production, I can tell you a little bit about all the production, but if I go too deep into it, then I'll probably lose you. So let's just talk. If you guys have questions though, you can always contact me through any of my social media, or my phone number is everywhere. Give me a call. I would love to talk to you about anything, because when you want to start in the business, when you start thinking about it, you want to start now. And that is what I can help you with, because starting your new life, you want to start it right now. Like when you fall in love and you want to be with that person right now. You don't want to wait. So it's kind of like falling in love. That's what, for me, filmmaking is. I fell in love with it. And it is, other than my children, my deepest love. So that's why I want to share it with you. I want to share everything that I had to go through so that some people don't have to go through the same pain that I had to go through. And when I say pain, it's a financial pain. So I can help you forego a lot of those things, because I've had a lot of distributors and things like that that have taken off with my project, and some of them I still haven't gotten back, but I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of connections, and that's why I'm here, helping you back into your budget. So then the next step, other than production, make sure you have everything, all your ducks in a row. Make sure you have good sound. Because with the cameras and everything now, those are so beyond what they've ever had. That's easy. But sound, you want to make sure that you have really good sound, because that can ruin so much. So you do that, good sound, good production, stay on time, stay on track. Because if people are working for free, they want to know that you are working hard and that this is going to be done. They will show up every day if they believe in it, because you believe in it. Every time I've made a movie, every time an investor is invested, they invest in me. They invest in the whole thing. Most of them never even read any of my scripts. They believe in you. They believe in the project. They believe in your paperwork, because that's another thing. You got to make sure you have your paperwork. If you have investors, you have to make sure that it goes along with the laws of your state. I understand the Michigan laws, and we can work with the other ones. It depends if you need a lot of money, because our budgets were sometimes bigger, so we would have to make sure we abide by all the laws. And that just keeps you safe, because each movie you make, a lot of people don't know this. Each movie you make is like building a house. It's a property. You own it in the beginning, and then guess what? You lease it out to someone, but you always get it back. And that means that you can lease it out again and again and again. So this is something that could take you to so many different places that you never imagined. If you want to do film festivals, you want to do different things. If you want this just as your calling card, huge. And now that you can put it out on the internet and share it with people, it's very big. So that's what I want for all of you. I want to make sure that if you decide to jump in, that you're going to make it, that you're going to get to that level that you want, even if you don't know what it is yet. Because it is, okay, somebody told me this before. His name's Gary Jones. Fun guy, great director, good special effects guy. He said, this business, it chooses you. You don't choose it. It just happens. And it's almost, that's what he said. And then I think it's almost like a sickness sometimes. Someone once said to me that it is a special kind of stupid. But it's a special kind of stupid if you don't get help on it and really put your all into it. Because it was a rough road for me, but now I am on to produce a $5 million movie. It might be, we'll see. $5 million, and then there's another $750,000. It went from $300,000 to $750,000. So I'm working on a couple different projects right now, in addition to Motor City Nightmares and my film festival, which is blowing up really big. And amazingly, I've been doing a film festival now for 11 years. This will be my 12th year. The level of projects, the level of movies over the past, I have to say 4 years, have gone up so much higher. It wasn't exponential. It went from this and it started going better, and then boom. So I don't know what the shift was, that, the technology, or just everybody's really diving in, because it's like a painting. Everyone can have a paintbrush, but not everyone is Rembrandt. Not everyone's Picasso. So hopefully those people will rise to the top, and hopefully that will be you, because one of the main things is that talent is everywhere, not just out here. And talent isn't just because you're related to someone. It's in you. And I want to see that. I want to find that, because one of the things I love to do, other than create something from nothing, is connect people. I connect people, I connect references, products, all kinds of different things. So that is the main thing you need when you're starting to build this movie, your first business, because every movie is its own business. You want an LLC for every movie. Okay, LLC for every movie. I say again. So, sorry, I had to cut out and come back. So here I am back again. Backing into the budget. LLC for each movie. It's very important to have your paperwork in order, because in distribution, it's not as strict as it used to be, but you still need to dot your I's, cross your T's. Make sure you have all of your contracts for your actors, all of the different things, if you have music, all of the different things that you need. I can help with that if you need. I do have different delivery things from other distributors that they need. But now it's way simpler, because you just have to deliver all these crazy things. Now you can deliver a hard drive with your paperwork, or a hard drive with paperwork on it, so way easier. But preparing, when you go into, okay, so you're done with your production, get everything done, you're on time, on budget, under budget, that's the key. And then you go into your editing stage. So that's the stage where everybody takes off except you and the editor. You're lucky if they stick around for a while. Actors will come back because they want to see their scenes, and usually they just care about, how they're looking and stuff. But this is the time where you really, really have to buckle down and really just focus, because a lot of the people on the movies think that that's done. Now they're done, but it's just the beginning for you, because making the movie, as tough as you think it is, it's the easiest part. It is the easiest part, because now you go into your next mode, because you have the movie you write, and then it changes to the movie that is directed or made. And then again, when it goes to the editor, it can change again. Everything, you can change different things in the movie depending on the editor. So make sure, if it's your project, you are there every day watching and making sure that your message is coming through, or the different performances that you want to see are there. Sometimes it's hard if you have a separate writer, because writers see different things than the director. It is always good if the director is the writer. That helps a lot. So you're in editing. A lot of people edit with different softwares. I don't need to go into that. That if you guys want different things about editing or production or script writing, let me know, because I can do little videos on each of those. But this is just kind of a general backing into a budget video. So you do that. Make sure that everyone was paid and that the money is still on track. Because if it's not on track, then you might have to go out and either raise more, make more, whatever you need to do. Or if you can get favors, that's always good. Editor, points on the back end are not a thing. You could try it, you could say that, but nobody ever usually reaps the rewards of that, unless you're like, big studio person. So, just try to offer trade. Lucky I have a show, I can trade lots of different things, but, trade, you mow their lawn, or, whatever it is. There's so many different things that you can trade if you need extra, but I digress. So we're going to editing. You have to make sure that everything is that you have to split your tracks, all these different things, because you know that you want to sell this foreign territory, so they have to be able to dub it, and also split your music out. Make sure your music, you have the rights to it. Either someone writes it for you, or you go to the free royalty-free sites. There's a bunch of them. And make sure you read through it, because some of the sites require you to at least put a credits on the back, and then that's all you'd have to do. But just check thoroughly and make sure that that's good, because there's some really good sites with music out there, or if you have someone writing it for you, that's always good. So do that, you finish that, you get ready, because right now during the editing time is when you should be marketing, trying to get distribution, or because you can't really send it to film festivals till it's finished. But if you want to go get distribution right away, you can do that during editing. Make sure you have a slick trailer cut right away, because a lot of distributors will say, all right, I like it, let me see the finished product. So that's a warm lead. That's definitely a warm lead, because they're like, hey, I like this, let me see what you finished with, because they can't buy it unless they know the whole product. And there's many different deals to do with distribution, so we can go into that next, just because I just want to get just a general over everything, because people can ask me questions and things like that if they have different ideas or problems, things that they need solved. Because my son says I'm the MacGyver, which is such a compliment. So after that, you decide if you want to go the festival route or distribution. If you decide to go distribution, ask them if you could possibly still do festivals if you choose. Festivals are good for exposure, things like that. There's a lot of good stuff. But if you go to festivals, if you enter into festivals, try to go to them, because your movie will not get love unless you are there to show and spread it. You are the person that is gonna keep the train moving. So if you're gonna do festival stuff, set aside some money or time or whatever you need to do to go to some of them that are the most important, that are the biggest, because then there's so many people you meet at these different places. Other filmmakers, you meet distributors, you meet other producers. Even at my show, I have people from all over the world coming to see their movies. And it's amazing, the people that have connected. I had a person from Ireland connect with someone from Texas, because she needed some longhorn footage of the steers or whatever. And he wanted something of some rolling green hills. So they swapped footage. Didn't cost them anything. And their production values go up because they just connected and just asked. So just ask. You just need to start and ask. So I'm here. You can link onto my schedule. Sorry. My schedule, and put in for a call. You can do a discovery call, and I can go over and see if what you're doing with, I can help with it. If I can't, I can tell you who to go to or refer you to something, because I connect people. A lot of the things, of course, I would like to help you with, and let me know. And the main thing is that you want to finish your project, even if it's a short. I like shorts, they're really good, but I always made features, because I figured if I'm going to put my effort into it, I want to make money from it. Shorts, you can't really make money from unless you have, I think, like a compilation, and even those don't sell super well. So usually I would suggest always to do a feature, even if it's, short, it's feature. And most people do start with horror just because it's simple. But you can start with anything nowadays too. Especially if you do have someone that is a really good actor, or you have someone that's a really good cameraman. Make the project kind of revolve around those people with the talents, because that will even raise you up higher. So hopefully this helped you a little bit. I know I'm just kind of rambling a little bit, but I hope I stayed focused enough to let you see a little bit about, on these small budgets, I can help you. As you go up, I can also help you and connect you with the people you need to talk to. So please feel free to contact me anyway, schedule in my appointments for a discovery call. I'm going to do probably a couple more videos just to send you. So please email me back and let me know what you want a video on. What do you want to know? What can I help you with? That's what I want to do for you. Okay? Thank you guys for everything. And the show, Empowering Women in Film, is still running. So if you want to see the replays, click on and you will be able to see the replays. Email me if you have trouble. We will take care of you. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.